What's up, everyone? Forever Lady Studios here. Welcome back to another episode of Building Kamino in LEGO, episode 23. Guys, I'm super excited to bring this week's episode to you. First off, of course, you guys know the drill. Huge shout out to our series sponsor, Minifigs For You. David has generously sent me some awesome style clones to be used in this mock. So huge thank you to David. Links in the description to minifigsforyou.com will be provided. Again, huge thank you to David. And guys, this week's episode, I'm really excited to bring this one to you guys because of the fact that I got a ton of progress done. Now, I say that, in most videos and stuff like that because, I did get progress done. But this week, I got a lot of progress done. And most of it, of course, goes into the actual interior. So, as you guys know, that the hangar or the part of the Capitol, basically, that's how it was last week. I left it off with the column and stuff like that, the outline of where things are going to be. And I kind of just continued onward after that. I ended up making the hallway, like I said, which came out really nice. I really love how that came out, and you guys will see it in just a minute. But other than just finishing the hallway, I started working on the area behind the hangar, as well as putting up walls in the actual hangar, because I want to make sure that everything looks nice, a bit more finished, and you don't get to see all those wires of the lights and stuff like that all willy-nilly, because I know last week it was kind of just they were kind of there and kind of separated throughout the whole thing. So I wanted to make sure that everything was covered, everything was neat and nice, and I'm super excited to bring this week's episode to you. Funny note, as you guys know, I asked you guys if I should make the inside or interior part white or light gray. The reason why I was going with might have gone with light gray was because that way it matched the hangar. And but a lot of you guys agreed that you wanted white instead of light gray, and so that's what I ended up doing. Good news for that is because I have a ton of white tiles, especially for the flooring stuff like that. I have a lot of white tiles from my previous mock Hoth, and the good news is I didn't have to buy any. Like, I have all the tiles I could ever need, so that's really awesome in my opinion, because I can kind of just, well, for one, with the hallway, I kind of just went and got done. So I'm very happy about that. I can't wait to show you guys that. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. Let's get on to today's episode. Let's go. And guys, this is what Kamino is looking like. Now, of course, as you guys can see, there was no addition to the water. I still have those bags right there. I basically am taking a small break stacking studs because it does get repetitive timing, and as well as, it gets, it's just more water and it can get boring at some point. So I decided to take a small break from the actual stacking studs. Good news is I have something special planned by the end of the month, so hopefully if that works out correctly, then this water will be filled in no time. As you guys can notice, nothing really happened again with the water, so I didn't really change up the waves. And I did want to point out that before I get into the whole interior part, you guys did agree that you only really wanted one pillar, or column, I guess, in this sense. And I really agreed with you guys because of the fact that, having everything laid out right as it is, having a second one right there kind of would look a little weird, especially being right next to the wall. So something I actually really liked, someone commented, basically they thought it was a really cool idea to have this be kind of one square, I guess, or a portion of the actual mock, and kind of have it as its own like small vignette, I guess you could say. And I actually really like the idea of that because you have this portion of the hangar, and then the idea could be like, oh, the hangar doesn't stop right there, it just continues going past like the black border and something like that, and so maybe you have another gunship kind of just right on the side, or just continuation of the battle. But I am happy that you guys agreed that didn't have to build one. Again, I would have if I had to, because it's not that hard to build. But I do really like the shot where it's just the one, especially next to the gunship. Speaking of the gunship, I did lay out kind of some tiles as its own like landing pad, I guess you could say, because of the fact that in the actual artwork that I'm going off of, it has like this gray rectangular area in the actual hangar, and basically what I'm doing is going to have that where the gunship is. And normally it's just supposed to be like dark gray and stuff like that, but I wanted to add some colors because of the fact that, dark gray just by itself can get, I don't know. I feel like adding these white lines will help it out because it kind of looks like an actual landing place, I guess, for a vehicle. So I think that looks really cool. I did line up some clone troopers kind of like maybe walking out, getting out of the gunship. I just really, really like that shot. Now, on to the actual progress. As you guys can see, this is a big difference from last week's segment. Basically, in last week we had this the doorways and stuff like that, and part of the trim of that. Now we've got like a lot of progress made. I also do want to point out I did add some crates other than the work right here. These crates are actually by my buddy Marfan. He sent me a bunch of really cool crates, and I was able to get some built so I can kind of have like a couple scenes kind of having like the clones. Like I really like that shot right there with the lights behind it. But yeah, most of the progress, or at least the main priority for this week, was getting this hallway done, and I really like this look right here, especially going from this side. But yeah, most of the progress went through this, and guys, I just really like how this came out. Again, the big portion of this is, tiled over and stuff like that. It gives that nice look. Again, most of these tiles, if not, well, all of these tiles, I guess, were used in the Battle of Hoth, my recent mock, and it just looks so nice. I like the whole, like, shadow or, like, mirrored image of the actual clones on it. It just shines so nicely. As well as I love that back wall. Like, I know it's not that hard of a wall to do, but, like, I just really like how that came out, and I just like how you can just pan over and stuff like that, and you just have this really nice hallway with these clones rushing into battle and stuff like that. It just looks dope. Again, I really also like this scene right here. You got Fives kind of just walking into the hangar, and you've got that nice hallway in the back. It gives a really nice look. As well as I did, of course, work on this area right here. Now, this isn't a finished, of course, it still has the tiles. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this actual area or space right here. I kind of figured out what I want to do right there, and I'm not going to say right now because, I kind of want to keep it a surprise. But with this area, I'm trying to figure out if I want to have it like as its own open room. It's not going to be a hallway, but of course it is going to be kind of similar like that. Of course, the walls are exactly the same, no difference. Of course, it's just kind of a continuation, and it actually came out really nice. I really like how that looks. As you can see, that pillar right there, what that's going to end up being is that red tile right there is actually going to be lit up. Going to add some more lights into this. A thing I really want to point out is the reason why there's no new lights is I ran out, like I mentioned in the last week. And what I'm going to end up doing is just calculating how many I'm actually going to need. That way I can order them all in one go. That way I can have everything I need to do, and I don't have to make a second order or third. So I'm just going to go ahead and count how many lights I actually need. That way I order them then, and I can just finish them all off at once. Something that I wasn't expecting to do, but I just realized, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to finish this because of the fact that, it'll look a lot nicer, especially so the wires don't show. And that is the wall of the actual hangar and stuff like that. Now, of course, this is going to be higher, or much higher, because, it's got to be at least as high as the column, so it does have a little bit more to go. But in the sense of, like, this, it just looks so good in my opinion. Now, of course, as you can see, there are some color tweaks that will be added, like that blue and the white near the end. They will be in dark gray like these. It's just I ran out of them, and they're kind of just as placeholders to give that idea of, like, this is what it's supposed to look like. But as also, if you want to, I want to point out the numbers on the actual walls. Now, in the concept that I've been looking at, there's some numbers that are on the walls that, I don't really know what they mean, but they are there, of course, and I wanted to do something, different with these walls because of the fact that, I didn't want them all to be just dark gray, and I wanted them to have some detail, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to throw in those numbers. And so we have some interesting numbers, something that you guys can probably figure out. We have 501, and you guys know that stands for the 501st, of course, and then you have 212, which stands for 212. The 501st, of course, being Captain Rex's Legion, and the 212th being Commander Cody's. So I thought that would be a fun little Easter egg, and these aren't actually the numbers that are in the actual base. It's mainly, I think there was like 200 and something else. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something fun with it. And it comes out looking really nice, especially looking throughout the hangar. You got that nice little, view of the 501st with the clones kind of like in the back or right in front of it. And just even like that just looks so cool. You get those numbers sticking out. And it wasn't really hard to do either. It was, just stacking plates. So I really like how this came out. Again, even with the added crates in this, again, shout out to my boy Marfan for those, because like this looks really cool, and it just, you know, filling up more space. And I'm really loving how Kamino is coming along. I know I say that every week, but seriously, like, I can't wait to finish this and see the final product. The big thing, of course, is going to be filling in these tile areas. I know that's going to be a pain to fill in. I'm probably just going to make a bricklink order and buy like a ton of 2x2 light blue gray tiles or something like that. That way I can fill this whole area up. And the progress that I'm wanting to make next week is kind to finish that back wall right there, of course. The reason why I didn't get to it is because I just finished this. Like, I just finished that wall late last night. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to, you know, push the segment off. I can just, you know, build that other wall later. And, you know, even just this looks pretty freaking awesome in my opinion. So that's going to be the main goal, is getting that wall right there finished. I do have space for another number, and let me guys know, do you want me to add another one? And if so, what number should it be? Because I can make another Legion like 327th or 966, like for Order 66 or something like that. So I definitely have that room for either on that side or on the other. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of that. Another progress is I want to make sure that this area right here is close to finished, if not finished. That way it kind of flows well with the actual hallway. I also do want to quickly point out that I just realized, don't worry, these colors right here won't be there for too long. Basically, I didn't want the light gray tiles to kind of just stop and then the white continue. Basically, I like the transition of having these triangle tiles, or I guess you could say half of a 2x2, basically just like ending right there and the white continuing. So I just need to order some white ones, that way it fills in the gap. But other than that, this mock is coming along really nicely in my opinion. Like, I am really loving it. And honestly, that's going to be a really awesome shot when done. Like, having like this platform right here and then just seeing the inside of the hangar. That's going to look sick in my mind. So I'm really excited, and yeah, let's get out to that outro. And guys, that was this week's episode. I really hope you all enjoyed. I know this we didn't have a time lapse or anything like that. Basically, I did work on most of this after I got home from work some nights, and so I didn't really want to time lapse it. Plus, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to actually do for the walls and kind of just prototyping and stuff like that. So not something I really enjoy doing on camera. Is I kind of just want to continue doing it by myself. So I do hope you guys understand why there was no time lapse this week. Hopefully there'll be another one in the next segment or something like that. But I really do hope you all enjoy, because like I really love how that interior is coming along. Like, it's just looking really fantastic, especially with all the lights in it. Again, there will be more lights added to it later on. I just need to calculate how many I need. That way I don't have to end up spending more than I have to, or basically ordering more from, you know, different orders and stuff like that, where I can just buy it in one. So I'm really loving the interior. I really want to see what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the actual interior. What do you guys think I should make in the room behind the actual hangar, because of the fact that I have a few ideas, but I haven't really decided, and that's something I really want to do this week. So let me know in the comment section below with that. If you enjoyed, definitely show some love by smashing that like button. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to this channel, definitely subscribe. We have some awesome videos coming this way. So with that being said, oh, I do want to point out something real quick before I end off the video. Huge thank you guys for getting me over 700 subscribers. I just hit it, I think it was yesterday. I did want to add that at the end of it, so I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys really mean the world to me. So now, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.